procedure cube world is highly optimized. Instead of creating thousands of cube game objects altogether, I only create the cube objects within certain distance from the player. While the player is moving, the cube's gonna appearing and disappearing on the edge. And for the cubes outside the view, I use a special shader on a simple plane to simulate how the cubes should look. And in the game, the cubes on the further view actually looks no difference for the player. And check out here, while the player is moving, the simple plane with spatial shader was replaced by the actual cubes. To implementing the procedure cube world into your game is super simple. Just drag the prefabs to your scene from the procedure cube world prefabs folder and drag your player game object to here, and that's it. That's done. You can also customize the cubes to any visual looking you like. Just click on a cube and it's expanded material settings. Replace the top pattern texture like to a break, and let's replace the middle one to this one, and we will leave the bottom one the same. And you can also customize the top color, the middle color, and the bottom color to any color you want. In this way, basically you can have cubes with any looking you want. And you can also set up the emission texture and make it go. And I have 3 types of cube models provided in the models folder. One is basic flat cubes, and another one is with a bumpy top. And we have a less bumpy top one like this one. And to customize the props, you can create your own prop, like drag the FPS far to the scene. Like let's drag this rocks here, and let's add a collider to it and make sure the pivot of this rock is on the bottom of this model. And let's add a box collider for this one, and make sure the layer is the same as the layer represents the ground in your game. And let's add the prop info script. And here it says, please click on the calculate size button. So let's click on this one. And prop size is 1 square meter. And let's set up the height level range. Basically it represents which height levels this prop gonna appear on. And you can also select which cubes this prop's gonna appear on, like the mud cubes, rock cubes, and sand cubes. Just check the ones you want. And now let's drag these props under the props game object and go back to the cube world generator. Click on the refresh access button, and you will be able to see your props in the prop list. And that's done. I have a system called terrain styles to customize how your terrain looks. You can have multiple terrain styles and customize the settings for each one, like how high the mountain gonna is, And also you're gonna have grass cubes, slow cubes, and you're gonna have waters like rivers and lakes. There are two ways to mapping the styles to your game world. One is a random style. Basically, you're gonna random pick one style for part of the terrain. And the next one is use word map. The word map is just a simple texture with 4 channels. The red channel represents style 1, the green channel represents style 2, and blue channel for number 3, alpha channel for number 4. So you can have maximum 4 styles to mapping with the word map. So with this word map texture, you can specify which part of the game world is gonna use which style. To save the performance, only the cubes on the surface of the terrain, which is visible to the player's camera, will be displayed and created. The inside of the terrain, where the player will not be able to see the game object of the cubes, not going to be created. And while you modify the terrain with the build system, like let's delete this one, and let's move the camera of the scene view to here. And you see while I'm deleting the cubes, the inside structure of the terrain is actually changing. This will make sure we're only displaying and creating the cubes literally for the player's view. And that's gonna save a lot of performance for our game. I provided a save system to save the random generated word into a very small file. So remember the game word I saved with the demo, and let's load it here. Click on the load button. So the word I saved just now with the demo is going to be loaded here to replace the current one. And look at the stuff I created in the demo, like this wood box. They are loaded here. So basically, it not only saves the random generated word, it also saves the player customized cubes. And when it's saving the game word, it's only using a simple seed for the random generation instead of saving a lot of information for every cube. It's just a short string for the seed. But for the customized cube, it's gonna save every single data for every cube's player created.